Why, hello? This came out today? I know nothing of what it is. I do know there are dice involved and that's it. I wish to go to the settings menu, choose a class, chance to gain cryo, what? Cryo, sorry, that's font's killing me. On interface actions, operator who works with drones and high precision remote machines to perform complex tasks from a distance. Sleepers are assigned to operator work, are usually cerebral and precise people. +1 interface and -1 endure. Extractor is only the 2. 3. Perk, photosynthetic skin. Sunbathed dice action allows energy recovery at home. Extractors work on resource extraction, often in hard vacuum environments. Sleepers assigned to extractor work are often confident, self-sufficient, and have a high level of endurance. Chance to gain a random scrap item on your actions. A machinist repairs and modifies automated systems used in industrial resource extraction. Sleepers assigned to machinist work are usually diligent, careful, and structured people. I don't know. I think I'm gonna go machinist. Random scrap. Well, no, let's be default. Whatever the one with the default cursor was, I'll be. May I go to the settings, please? First thing you become aware of on waking is the disconnect. The delay between thinking and feeling, between wanting to act and acting. Minor, almost imperceptible, but always present. It's at its worst when waking, when when yourself has spent many dark hours recalling what it felt like to be real, to be a person, to be in the body that was indisputably yours. A leap into the cold lake on a hot day, sting of blood welling in the fresh moon, freshen your fingertip. All of a sudden, the memories are closer than you thought, blurring as you approach until you can tell one thing from another. Cold slips in behind you, behind and around you. Sensations fade out of reach. Perhaps you should be thankful for the dulled nature of this new body. Given your current circumstances, the walls of this container feel immediately present, cold hard at your back and face, cramping your limbs. I'm gonna do my Streamlabs real quick. Launch. Drag you over here. Then hold. You resist the desire to stretch, knowing that the claustrophobia comes next, and retreat a little from your central nervous system. Isn't painful, not like you used to know pain at least. In emergency mode, pain is a message delivered with efficiency and ease, a reminder that harm is imminent. There is no insistent throb, no tempting or trembling nerves. There's a warning delivered from the banal quality of a digital notification. Right now, there are thousands of them. You remember that there were 10 of you? 10 that could no longer stand in the indentured work. The routines, the slow decay, 10 whose belief in their promised future was slowly dismantled day by day. Until they realized they had sold away everything that could and would ever matter. 10 that would escape, or at least die trying. Some were lost in the shaft, others never found the meeting point. Only a few made it to the containers, but the freighter, as far as you know, left. That feels like enough to know that you might no longer be on that grim and heartless rock. Even if the airless hold of your freighter, you may freeze solid long before you've reached any destination. We try to rest. But you are restless. It has been a long time since you left, certainly weeks, maybe months. You are dully dully aware of the damage to your needs. Your right arm, you have been reserving energy as much as possible, but even then your body has shut down many of its systems to protect you. You have spent much of that time asleep, knowing that anything else would be impossible to endure. Feel the weight of the impossibility begin to gather, and it's time to sleep again, to nudge that false body into inducing delta waves in your emulated mind, and once again recoil into a dream of when you were once a person. Time passes, the cold creeps further in. You feel something. Warmth, not true warmth, but the indication of his presence. Your joints release from their rigor. Sound too, everywhere, screeching and shimmering so loud that your body ducks your hearing. Protect its sensors. Then light, what is cold? The softer and softer until the haze of dirty yellow a figure appears. You are out. Dragos. Let's go to the options. Thank you. Thank you, thank you. Wasn't much. We're in a ring. Okay. It's been a few hours since Dragos pulled you from the container. Sit huddled in the corner of the scrapyard, swaddled in the reflective folds of a mylar blanket. You are slowly coming back to consciousness, back to life, and you stare at the ornately curving element of an improvised theater. Improvised theater, sorry. You are surrounded by an angular, incoherent lumps of ships, some corroded beyond recognition, others still carrying glassy wounds along their edges where a plasma arc sliced them apart. As you trace the shapes with your fogged eyes, you hear a voice. Sleeper, you thawed yet? Almost. Never seen one of you come in like this. New frames must have better perseverance than Sub-Zero vac. Some may then seen more than a few of you frozen solid to whole plates or inside outer locks in my time. They weren't so lucky. Dragos comes into a focus, shrouded in makeshift tech. Headset, which with its glinting eyes is the mark of the drone operator. On his shoulder, one of the symbiotically linked drones perches. Its rising eye locks with you an unflinching stare. Last living sleeper that came through this yard was a while ago, but didn't last long. Struggled to read his expression beneath the tech. Seems like lost in memory for a moment, or perhaps he's just trying to figure out what to do with you. Didn't survive. You aren't sure if he hears you. I won't ask what led you to do it. Sell yourself to a corporation. I suppose you know you can't go back. Your own body that's theirs now, and you are just software. A rogue emulation, illegally possessing corporate property. You're not alone. You remember biometrically. Signing at the forms, the cold floor on your feet as you paddle to the sleeper cells. Promise of a life off-world, but as you do, get the now familiar sensation that these aren't your memories. These are the things you know, but not things you feel. You are no longer that person. You are an offshoot, a copy. What you won't know is what's ahead. At least the last one didn't. There's no easy way to put it. The body of yours is falling apart. It's the same of any sleeper who makes it out. Essence ARP wants to protect the property, but if they can't keep hold of you, well, then no one can. Remember that too, at least rumors of from the sleepers, planned obsolescence, a built-in dependency on the regularly administered supplements that were part of your routine. Stop taking them and your body begins to shut down. Separate from your emulated mind, how long has it been? How long do you have? But for now, sleeper, you are one of the lucky ones. Dragos glanced up and away towards the glassy dome of your yard. The eye is the best place you can be right now. The eye? The station, you'll see it soon enough. Dragos impatiently shifts his weight. Look, I've got these things to get, I got things to be getting on with. Trails off, there's an old freight container I've been using as storage down the tracks. We haven't been pulling in much valuable scrap these days, so you're welcome to try it, or you're welcome to it. Let me waste up inside of you, emotion, fatigue, you shakily get to your feet, nod. Alright, you head up there. You look like you need some rest, and with that, Drogo stalks back into the Rex. Drones are already converging on a rustling Hulk. Plasma flashes silhouetting his spinally figure as he returns to work. Welcome to Erlin's Eye. Life in the eye runs in cycles, during which you can talk to characters, explore areas of the station, and perform actions. At the end of each cycle, you will need to head to your current home to rest. Resting will move time forward in the station. Head to the empty container location to rest and end the cycle now. End cycle. You are curled up in the corner of a container and begin slowly assembling the world around you. After all this time, you still find this body, the one you awaken now, strange and disjointed. Messages, his message is readable but somehow wrong. Sit up, pulling the mylar blanket close against the cold. Here you are on this ruined station, millions of miles from anyone you know. Are you still in the system? Did any of the other make it out? It's possible to know. After all, this what matters. Maybe you didn't get lucky finding yourself here, maybe here on the edge of everything. There's a life you could build. But before you can build anything, you'll need to learn to survive. Maybe if you do that, you can make a life for yourself. Dragos has left a few comforts in the container: the mylar blanket, the bed we slept on, a canister of water, a makeshift electric stove, and some beta scratches of some dissected powder. Desiccated. You thumb the power stone of the stove and begin to boil the water. The contents of the sachets smell like damp food, and you sprinkle them into the liquid. As a pungent smell washes over you, images of your restless sleep comes back to you. A ring like the station, but skeletal and ghostly. Web of threads pulling at your skin, a constellation of bright polygonal shapes, like angular suns burning in your mind. Something unpleasantly visceral about these images, and as long after you finish drinking that they begin to fade. You tidy away the stove as the best as you can and try to gather enough energy to greet the day. Condition, action dice, and energy. Your condition, at 1, represents the current state of your artificial body. And depletes by 1 segment each cycle, but can also be damaged by violence, injury, or lack of food. If condition bar empties, you will suffer a breakdown. You have to figure out how to recover your condition now that you no longer have access to corporate pharmaceuticals that were keeping you alive. 2 action dice. Start of each cycle, you roll the action dice. 3, 3, 1, and a 3. These dice can be used to perform actions on the station. Number of dice rolled is based on your current condition. The worse your effect, the worse your condition, the less dice you have. Really beating you into down, huh? Once you have used your dice, you cannot take any further actions and must rest to recover them, ending their current cycle. 3. Energy. Also need to eat to survive. This is represented by your energy bar. You can refill your energy bar by eating, but first you'll have to find somewhere to get food and currency to buy it. Your energy depletes by 2 segments each cycle. If it becomes empty, you will be starving, and your condition will deplete at a double rate per cycle. Dragos is stood in the corridor when you close up the container. He's still wearing his headset, and in the harsh light of the corridor, you realize it is implanted. It's implanted. A drone sits on his shoulder. It catches your sensor. The cache of sensor eyes rapidly rising. How are you feeling? Not good. Drone chirps. Dragos nods. You notice that beneath the operator's rig, his skin is marked by burns and blotches. No, the container isn't much, but it'll keep you safe. He pauses, so I'm not going to chit chat long. You want it to work? Sure. Alright then, he nods. At the yard is simple stuff. We hack these old hucks, pulled holes down. Sell them off to the shipyards or the bright market dealers for cryo. Occasionally we pull out some tech, something with a bit more value, but most of what comes in is scrap. Hard to find some good hands here, but I figure as a sleeper you'll be used to the manual labor. Obviously they'll slip you a few chits of commission based on what you turn up. Got it. Shuffles his feet nervously. Look, I wouldn't usually do this. In my opinion, you'd be best suited moving on as quick as you can. Sleeper as well, he trails off. But things being the way they are for me at the yard, he pauses and needs the help. Happy to. Okay, he pauses, thinking of something else to add. Look, just come down to the yard when you are feeling fresher. Plenty to do, will do. He nods distractedly and turns and walks away, and the drone hopping along ahead of him. See you later, he calls back. Like time to get to work. Actions are the primary way you interact with the world of Citizen Sleeper. To perform an action, we use the D-pad and A, and then choose the action dice to assign. Repeatable action. Even the rustiest hole can hide valuable components and materials. Extracting them means cutting carefully and skillfully. Risky. Manual salvage, -1 endure. It's going to take some time to sort and cut your way through the towers of salvage, but you're no stranger to hard labor. Action rewards you with clock progress, energy, conditions, or items depending on your outcome. Your types of outcome is positive. Action goes better than expected, the neutral, and then the action fails. Action dice affects the outcome as follows: 100%, 50% chance with 50% neutral, 25. Okay. Type. Either critical or repeatable critical actions can only be performed once. 2. Risk. Either safe, risky, or danger. Save, no loss of condition, energy, or cryo. Negative outcome means cryo or energy loss. Danger, negative outcome means condition loss. Neutral outcome can mean cryo or energy loss. 3. Skill. The skill that this action requires, either engineer, interface, endure, intuit, or engage. Modifier, either -1, 0, or +1 or +2. This is added to the action dice when slotted and improves its value. Some actions require a +1 to perform. Tutorial clocks. Actions often progress clocks. Clocks are displayed below the actions that fill them, and they track your actions and how they affect the world. Filling a clock means something good or bad is about to happen. Some clocks, such as the one tracking Drago's death, cycle clocks. These clocks tick themselves once each cycle and can complete without player input. Any active cycle clocks will be displayed on the icon for that location. Citizen Sleeper, you will unlock drives as you discover more about yourself and the world. Drives guide you to pursuing specific objects depending on what path you wish to take. You can track drives, and any track drive you will place a yellow marker on locations that will help you pursue your goal. Access it with the LB. Find a doctor. You are now free to explore Erlin's Eye and make a life for yourself here. Try tracking a drive to help you survive, look for food to keep your energy up, and a way to recover condition. Book clocks to progress stories and find new opportunities. Remember to end cycle at your home when you're at a dice. Scroll the station with left stick or LT and RT. Rotate the camera with right stick. Good luck. It'll happen. Let's go find a doctor first. So is it this one up here? What's in here? $60 shit. 15 cryo. I have 1 upgrade point. No, okay, I can't do it from here? These are all worth 1 point in this path. Random scrap item. Interface actions. Does actions display potential positive and negative outcomes? Oh. I have 0 points. Never mind. I think I read the 1 upgrade point at the top and just assumed I had an upgrade point. Which one of these tournament guns have a doctor? Am I blind? If I were to mark... turn you off, what happens? You still flash yellow. Mark this, because I know what you're doing. You have a dot above the top, okay. Survive. You. Over here, okay. The Bright Market. Which one do we benefit from? Benefit from doing interface. None of these are interface. So. I don't want to do this. That's scary. What are the... Can I see the odds somehow? I think it tells you when you get slotted, right? Forget. Local knowledge? Okay, that was a one-time use. Critical action. It worked, so. You're risky, so it would be an energy. Okay, I understand. I'm gonna use you. Local knowledge. Neutral outcome. Sabine. Next comes the call of the enforcer at the door. Shuffle down the flickering hallway towards the open apartment door. You keep your head down and your shoulders high in the queue, trying not to bring attention to yourself. Thankful for the tip-off that the doctor was operating out of this place, but now you are here and you aren't so sure. Hanging force from the door, the flickering light strips, decaying block. They have all made the long queue a test of your nerve, but your options are few, and without a supply of stabilizer, your body. You suppress the shiver and shuffle forward at the front of the queue. Try to find something to distract yourself. Look inside. Lean against the door frame and look into the apartment. Entryway is dark, punctuated by the green indicators of stacks of sealed containers. You lean in and see amber light filtering through a far doorway, screened with plastic sheeting, beyond which blurred shapes move. The slap of the enforcer's palm against the doorway jerks you awake. Wait your turn, he growls. A few moments, a figure pushes through the doorway, and you catch a distant voice. Then the next one, Toshiro. The enforcer jerks his head, and you slip inside, passing through the dark entryway and pushing through the plastic sheeting of the far door. Room beyond is bathed in warm light. Floor to ceiling transparent panel gives a full view of the black, bright market's sealed roof and the buzzing traffic sound. Above. For a moment, you are fixated by this motion. Come, sit. Hello, Sabine. Comes a sharp voice, and you see a silhouetted figure turn away. Placing the plastic sheeting over the frame of a simple folding bed, you make your way across the room. The figure turns as they do. You see an expression of confusion flash across their features. They open their mouth as if to speak. They blink and they quickly regain their composure. Please sit. They gesture to the bed, then turn to the open case of tools on the table. You sit. Sabine turns, a compact diagnostic scanner of some kind in their hand. They hold it to their eye. Remain still, please. The tone is clipped and businesslike. You stare ahead, still dazed from the expression when you entered. Fear, recognition, sadness unmistakably etched across their face. How long have you been on the station? They ask, the scanner still in their eye. A few cycles. They're a doctor. You gotta tell them what they need to know. Good you came to me. They set the diagnostic scanner on the table. I'm going to start by assuming you don't know anything. They take your arm and roll up your sleeve, inspecting your synthetic skin. Body is dying, they say, without ceremony. Without drama, but not without empathy. SM-ARP doesn't like to see his propriety and technology let loose. To prevent bodies like yours, frames as they call them, from being stolen, repurposed, or in your case, escaping, they built in a process of so-called planned obsolescence. Frames decay rapidly when not regularly injected with stabilizer, one which SM-ARP remains the sole proprietor of. They looked up. Sound familiar? Yes. Good. They may help. Swapped to your other arm. Running some thin metal device over your skin, you feel your forearm tremble. Sorry, Sabine says, and you are unsure if they mean from the cold touch or the metal or everything else. Emulations like you, sleepers, as most people know you, aren't classified as people in any of the surrogate systems. You have no rights, no status. They focus hard on the inspection of your arm. And Essen ARP has no reason to really stabilize you into the market. Sabine looks up as if to apologize again, but they stop themselves. I know little of this is of use to you. They turn away, assembling the metal instrument and cleaning it. Silence fills the room as Sabine works. Then the silence gives way to tension. You stare at their back, willing them to say anything. Sabine turns to face you. I may be able to help. They sigh. You see the darkness under their eyes, hear the fatigue in their voice, the gesture to the door. You saw Toshiro outside. You nod. He works for my benefactor, Yadagan. They are influential to the low end. They gave me this space to work, run the door, and take the profits. At the same time, I have to fix up their enforcers, tend to their implants, sew up any wounds. They look away. But Yadagan has connections, smugglers from the Starward Belt, mercenaries working for the corporations on Ember. If you can source a stabilizer, maybe you'll have a better chance. Sabine sets down the slate. Their notes complete. This is dangerous and it'll be expensive, but I think we can do it. Thank you. Sabine walks away to the window, their face dappled by the shadows of passing drones. Let's just see if it works first, and I'll let you know when I have a lead. Not and leave, Sabine started still staring out, unmoving. When you reach the lower level of the marker, you look back through the panels of the roof. See if you can see their face, but the room looks dark against the light of the market. Duck your head and walk off into the crowd. Well, might as well go to work a little bit, right? Wait for Sabine. We gotta earn some money, so. How about Drogo? Memphis. Memphis is busy, his broad face is uplit by the makeshift gas burner in front of him. With precise, delicate movements, he lays thick chunks of marinated fungus into the dented wok. Other hand idly tossing a metal bowl, sliced vegetables, and some red-flecked dressing. The smell is incredible. You watch as he fills a set of orders, heaping the fungus with a bright salad and depositing in plastic trays a stack of chits, rattles in his apron pocket, and customers file past the burner, handing over payment approach. You join the queue. It's mostly made of off-duty salvagers, vac suits unzipped and rolled down to expose stained vest, grubby mods, a lattice of scars and tattoos. They discuss the best foods in the eye, the best drink, comparing notes of the bright market drives. Their words cut through with heavy sparring slang. Eventually, it's your turn. You shuffle to the front. Memphis speaks in a deep, even tone without looking up. First try is free. Thank you. Smells almost unbearably strong as he cooks. The earthiness of the fungus laced with something so spicy and smoked makes your eyes water. Even the burner, like a bonfire, and your skin hardens in the glare. I know you sleepers, Memphis says while he cooks, his voice deep but clear. Hard life, a lot of stories. Lenses out from beneath his cap, with piercing eyes. I know. Tell him a story. You begin to tell him about your journey to the eye and the nods as he cooks, eyes never leaving his work. You tell him of the confusion, the pain, and also the sense of possibility and the sudden arrival. You tell him of the cold and dark of the container, and the cycle spent within it now. Within it. Now it seems you tell him that like some dream that you once had, you can never forget. Tell him that the eye excites you and scares you. You are unsure where to walk, where to look, what to do. Eventually you tail off, running out of words. Places a plastic tray of steaming fungus in your hand. Next time we can talk some more. He smiles, but next time you pay. He slams a heavy hand against the button on the burner side that shuts off the roar of the flame, and press the P phase next time, then sleeper. Waves you away and begin to oil the walk. Before you turn back through the alley, you notice geometric patterns of circular scars across his forearms. He's surrounded with a constellation of glinting pin marks. Walk away. As you do, you take a bite of the rich, spicy, delicately sweet fungus. Taste sensors light up, and like a fusion reactor, you'll be back. Oh, we have full energy. Let's go to work. Rotunda. Do you know these balls? I'm sorry. So we need a minimum of 1 endure to do this, right? Is that what that means? It works, so we're gonna go to bed now. I think. I guess you can go look at the build of ship mind. No empaths. We're not hungry, so I'm not gonna worry about that. Your endurance at -1. Danger. Okay. Well, I don't think we're gonna be doing anything else. We can go to bed. And cycle. And we only have 3 die, I'm assuming. I'm gonna guess like whatever like the line is above is how many die you get. This time you didn't wake up. You don't wake up. Instead, the ghost of the station, the shifting skeletal rig, surrounds you. For a moment, you are gone, absent from your own body, stretched out across a colorless void. Then the connections begin to establish themselves, threads tugging at the edge of your mind. These threads become vectors of exchange and their extensions as you feel your thoughts slipping away from you, from away down them, dissolving into the millions of distributed nodes they connect to. See the station? No, you feel the station. Like a web of texture in a smooth black liquid. I'll touch it. You find a point in this station and you connect to it, pulse through it, follow loops, and pass under and around it. Touch more points than you have fingers, and you try in a moment of impulsiveness to connect to them. The flow passes through you so rapidly that you feel yourself being carried away with it. Splitting, separating, eddying, and gathering. As you do things occur to you, things that you can't possibly know. You reach down, try to grasp them, try to touch them too. Notice the tugging feeling pulling at you incessantly, as if it were a small child. Somehow it is pulling in 2 directions at once. You look down. All of a sudden, everything shuts off. You come back trembling into this unfamiliar body, both yours and not yours, all at once. You find yourself standing in the container, eyes now open to the dark steel walls. You feel a change within you, a shift. Close your eyes for a second, and you feel it waiting there. The station splayed out across your mind, storm of connective nodes, waiting to be explored, and then it's gone. We got a 6er? Let's go. Nope. Okay, I'm gonna go back to work. I'm gonna go back to work. I had the wrong one picked. There you go. Nope. .100% positive. I guess we get more money this way, right? So I'm back in business +2. Oh, we had an extra. Okay, we have money. Okay, I understand. Five cryo. Thank you. Two more cycles for that. Gotcha. Word exchange. Trust the trader. Do you mind if I do? Is it worth eating? I don't know. Fungus fan. Fungus doesn't trust people easily, but notices his regular customers in his own quiet way. Alright. Well, good day. Again, the skeletal rig of the stations fills your mind, sparks with glittering lights, stars reflected into a winter lake. Is it clearer, crisper than before? The threads still pull, but you remain in place, flickering into the flow. Between the threads, you see a bright shape, caches of shimmering light beneath transparent crystal forms. You follow the path of the thread across the ring, through these forms, then leaping off into the void. You begin to understand. These are nodes and connections, a map of information, of communication. There are so many layers, so many loops that it seems almost impossible to parse. Maybe begin to try. Focus on the nodes. Nodes are glassy, bright, but in all of this flow, the only solid and fixed points you approach one, a pyramid, or a triangle. Dimensions are difficult here, and lean close to it. Inside, shifting layers conceal a triangle or a tangle of threads, a meeting point of exchange. But before you can get a glimpse inside, the glass clouds and hardens, cutting you off. The threads and nodes, passages and puzzles, boxes, one leads to another. There is so much here, so many answers, so many questions. All you need to do is follow the paths and open the boxes. Look out across a ghost landscape of exchange to see an opportunity. But then, the incessant tugging again, pulling at you. Look down again and see two lines, two threads pulling you in different directions, as if they were tied around you. The second thread leads in, pulling deep into the station. Your gaze follows it, and this time you see something, a sphere shimmering above a strange angular body. Pulse shoots out from it, passing over you like a torch beam, testing you, tasting you. The first thread leads out, away from the station, into inky black. Something out there is tracking you, hunting you, following the thread to you. They are in a ship, and the ship is approaching ever closer with each cycle. You open your eyes, time is short. Haunted. Something has changed inside of you. Now exists a data cloud of the eye, a network of decaying protocols and data caches. While there, you can use dice and items to access systems and extract data. Be careful, these networks are old and strange. Press Y to toggle this view on and off. Soul Cipher. I got a match at 3. +1 interface. Data extracted. Thank you. Oh, you're not what I thought you were. Encrypted key. Gotcha. You need a 1. You need a 2. Need a 1. Need a 1. Need a 2. 2s and 1s in here, huh? 2. No, whatever that is. A cipher. Well, we're gonna get to work. And both are dying to here. Start. In cryo. And cryo back in business. It's almost done. We'll have to get some food. Maybe we'll skip food for a day. I want to see how much you actually heal. We healed 3 the first time. We're gonna lose 2 more. Let's go to bed. As you close up, a voice echoes down the corridor towards you. One sec. New slash marker.